My name is Dr. Michael Obeng, born and raised in Ghana, and I love what I do as a plastic surgeon.
Beverly Hills, Los Angeles, famous for being wealthy, but also the cosmetic hub of America. There are more plastic surgeons there than on the continent of Africa combined. But today, we're telling the story of someone different. Dr. Michael Obeng. He was just a boy in a small village in Ghana. Then he became one of the most in-demand plastic surgeons in Beverly Hills. He first received international acclaim in 2021 when he removed Gorilla Glue from internet personality Tessica Brown's hair, free of charge. But this is only one story among many, because this is a man who has done almost 2,000 surgeries for absolutely free, but in 7 different countries and 3 different continents altogether. The estimated cost of all this? More than $100 million. But how does a kid from Nsuta, Ghana, with no connections, no money, no guarantees, end up like this? And before we continue with this video, a quick question. 80% of you out there don't subscribe to our channel. If you guys are interested in these kinds of stories that we post out here, then you have to go out there and hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. This is where our story begins. Nsuta, a small village in the Ashanti region of Ghana. The year is 1968. This is where Michael Kwabena Obeng.
By Ghanaian standards, I was not rich and I wasn't poor. And I was in middle class because, we always have food, unlike some other kids who did not have food.
But even in Nsuta, as a young boy, Michael knew something. He knew he didn't want to stay in Ghana.
Growing up in Ghana, things have changed in developing countries. But growing up, I was lucky enough to have food on my table every day and had a family that would encourage me.
It earned him a place at Premier College, Kumasi, one of Ghana's top second-cycle institutions. It was at this school that he became dining hall prefect, learning the value of leadership and service. But Michael's gaze was always fixed on America. His uncles were there. They sent home funds that kept the family afloat. Michael knew something very important at a young age.
One of my uncles who live in Arlington, Texas, who is one of our breadwinners because, I didn't have a father who was in my life. He even discouraged me. He sent me a note, a file by which I have in my hand today.
August 21st, 1993, Michael Obeng is standing in Kotoka International Airport with one piece of luggage, $800 in cash, and a student visa that he carefully applied for.
When I first came to America, I initially resided in the Alexandria area, DC area, and within the first week I secured my first job, working at a Mediterranean bakery, making pita bread.
He gets on that plane headed for America, all that was familiar in exchange for all that was not. Destination, the Midwestern State University in Wichita Falls, Texas. However, Michael has a plan not compatible with what is stated in his visa.
It was very difficult as a foreign student in America for the first time without any financial backing from anybody. I had to pay for everything, and it was very, very stressful, a lot of struggles, a lot of obstacles. There were nights that, I went by without food because I didn't have the money.
Within a week, Michael is working under the table like all other immigrants. A Mediterranean bakery in Alexandria, Virginia. A second job cutting meat.
Also having to juggle 2-3 jobs. I worked throughout college. All these jobs, range from working at gas stations to being a teaching assistant, driving a school bus. All these obstacles you have to continue to to move on and push forward because I had a goal. That I wasn't letting anyone going to deter me from achieving my goal.
Michael immerses himself in his schoolwork at Midwestern State. Chemistry degree, all equations committed to memory, all labs mastered, all tests passed. But when he graduates with that degree in chemistry, that is only the beginning. It is the foundation, medical school. The Crucible, University of Texas Medical Branch in Galveston. 4 years of anatomy, physiology, and the science of healing.
Even in Arlington, Texas. So I really zoom in on that school because I figured if I had the opportunity to come to America, at least I'd be closer to a family member. And that was the reason why I chose Midwestern State University.
But here in America, Michael could choose his destiny, and he chose medicine. The boy from Nsuta, the student from Premier College, The immigrant who cut meat in Virginia, now Dr. Michael Obeng, MD, but an MD is only the starting point. Becoming a plastic and reconstructive surgeon means additional years of schooling, years of 16-hour days, learning to view the human form not as nature intended it to be, but as it can be altered by surgery. Finishes fellowship at Harvard. At 33 years old, is the youngest chief of plastic surgery in any department of health center in Ohio. Earns $500,000 a year. Admired, successful, has arrived, but something is calling him, something bigger. Beverly Hills, the most competitive plastic surgery industry worldwide. The best surgeons among the best compete to receive lucrative clients and celebrity patients. In 2011, Dr. Obeng surprised everyone with his move. He is leaving his safe job in Ohio to relocate to Beverly Hills.
We've done surgery to a tune of about $25 million all free of charge. And personally, I've done over $300,000 of my own money into this charity. It's the engine, my practice, my friends are the engine behind Restore. And we are looking for help to get more people involved and to also be able to restore more people.
This is right after the financial crisis of 2008. No banks are lending. Everyone thinks he's crazy.
I've always wanted to become a plastic surgeon. And now, with my training and where am I in life, I'm able to give back. I've been in Youngstown for the last 3 years, and it's been very, very rewarding. Great patience. I've done things that I've never thought was going to happen.
I proved them wrong, Johnson said with a smile. This is my 14th year in this town. When you tell me I can't do something, that's all I need to hear, said Johnson. Prior to Beverly Hills, he had been named the chief of plastic surgery at St. Elizabeth Health Center, continuing to build his practice, mastering complex reconstruction cases. Dr. Obeng earns a reputation for taking on cases that other surgeons refuse to consider. Revisions, complex reconstructions, impossible surgeries.
So plastic surgery is, plastic and reconstructive surgery is a specialty that even in the United States is not available to every city or every little town. It's a very specialized field. And, just to put things in perspective, I practice here in Beverly Hills and Roxbury. In a 1 mile radius, there are over 200 plastic surgeons. Okay, you go to a country like Ghana, where they have about 25 million people. The first time I went to Ghana in 2008 to do free surgery, there were 5.5 plastic surgeons for a country for 25 million people. Now the number has gone up, and I think there are less than 10 plastic surgeons in the country, the last time I checked.
However, what makes Dr. Obeng special goes beyond his skills.
Our neighboring country, which is Togo. Togo has 11 million people and there's 0 plastic surgeons. We've been to Gabon to do work. Last year we in Gabon, we did about 60 procedures. Gabon has a population of 1.2 million and they don't have a plastic surgeon. So that gives you perspective. So the need is there. And you have kids with deformities, women with breast cancer. We did our first breast reconstruction in Ghana in 2009, and that was broadcasted because of the fact that women were dying at an alarming rate.
Nevertheless, even as he enjoys success with his practice in Beverly Hills, with celebrities lining up for treatments, Dr. Obeng never, ever forgets where he comes from. February 2021, the world is in lockdown because of the pandemic. But then a story goes viral around the world that is almost unbelievable. Meet Tessica Brown of Louisiana and her need for hairspray.
Bad idea. Yo, look, my hair, it don't move.
She resorts to using Gorilla Glue to style her hair. In short, her entire head becomes glued together with super strong adhesive. The internet does what it does. Memes, jokes, millions watching, laughing, judging. But at the end of all that technology and access, a human struggles with a genuine crisis. I see the story, says Dr. Obeng. Where others see entertainment, I see a patient.
You can only feel compassion and sympathy for Tessica.
But when Tessica arrives, the level of coverage is incredible. The whole world is watching. The procedure is delicate. 4 hours of meticulous work are required to dissolve the adhesive without harming her scalp or her hair follicles. When it's done, and Tessica gets to finally touch her hair again, it's a relief, the source explains. This particular service involves, he charges nothing. Nothing for a service that could mean thousands of dollars. Overnight, Dr. Michael Obeng is a household name, world recognition. He is famous because of his Gorilla Glue surgery. However, for those who know his story, this isn't surprising at all. It's just who he is. The same person who has conducted 2,000 free operations across Africa is the same person who assists a woman in a viral crisis for free. For Dr. Obeng, while Beverly Hills is where he does his work, Africa is where his heart is. He launches the Restore Foundation. The non-profit organization's purpose is to provide free surgical services for those who cannot pay. The goal is to restore not just bodies but dignity, not just faces but futures. Dr. Obeng annually invites teams of specialists from America to come and work among the hospitals and clinics across Ghana and other countries. They do operation after operation for free.
And plastic surgery dates, it goes back to before even Christ was born. Of course, now plastic surgery has become mainstream because of shows like Nip Tuck and all these other shows. The average person is not afraid anymore, okay? He has demystified those things. And of course, plastic surgery is not as expensive as people used to think. And back in the day, nobody talked about plastic surgery, it was for the rich and famous.
$100 million. The lives of 2,000 people changed. Cleft lips and palates in children who've been hidden away for years. Burn contractures severe enough that farmers couldn't work with their hands. Tumors that grew undetected for decades. He fixes them all. In Ghana, Ethiopia, Liberia, Kenya, Haiti, the Philippines, Dominican Republic. 7 countries, 3 continents. Wherever he's needed, he goes.
I fell asleep, and the next thing I knew, I was on the floor. Then the people around, they told me that I was involved in a car crash. At the time, I didn't even know the severeness of the accident. When they took the pictures and asked me if I wanted to see the picture, I told them no, that I was scared.
We debulked the whole face because one face, the right side, was so much bigger. There was some masses in the upper eyelid that we removed. The second surgery, we were able to go in, readjust the nose, put an implant, and then the third surgery, we went back in and we corrected the ectropion.
Onyi was also chosen as a patient of courage by the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, an award recognizing patients who've utilized their reconstructive experience to empower others.
Now, he's been wonderful. He takes me to church on Sundays.
She has become one of my many daughters, and she's humble. She has gratitude, and gratitude goes a long way. And her faith in the Lord has not wavered.
The world is taking notice. The humanitarian services of Dr. Obeng extend beyond medicine. The UN selects Dr. Michael Obeng as a UN Peace Ambassador. The recognition that his work is not simply a matter of medicine, but of international relations. Healing physical bodies heals other bodies, including nations. In 2023, Dr. Obeng was awarded the Global Excellence Award by President George Weah of Liberia. He is recognized not only for his expertise as a surgeon, but also for being a force in Africa's future. However, Dr. Obeng's vision does not stop at surgery. In Akwamu, Ghana, he is creating something remarkable, a $50 million, 100-acre pharmaceutical manufacturing facility, who GMP certified, meeting the World Health Organization's highest pharmaceutical standards.
Is this the main front deck?
This is the nurse's station.
Okay.
The patients come here, they check out. That's the main front desk right here, so I'll show you. One of the things I like about this offices is the views. This is one of the most beautiful places you can see. These are treated, we have all the lasers in the world. It's another examination room.
Okay.
We have access to mini C-arms, so we can get x-rays here. I did a lot of hand surgery in my previous life, and this is something that we use. We can check, do images right here in the office.
Okay.
That's a procedure room.
Jobs for hundreds, education and training in pharmaceutical sciences, accessible medications for Ghana and the surrounding countries, regional economic development, starting from Nsuta to Premier College, to Texas, to Harvard, to Beverly Hills, to UN Peace Ambassador, to a pharmaceutical manufacturer. Every step is the foundation for the next. Every success multiplies effects. But what fuels a character like that? What philosophical agenda fuels such dedication?
The blessings that God has bestowed upon me, those are the same blessings that we use to help the people on the continent in South America to restore dual-free reconstructive surgery. That is more meaningful and more impactful to me than what I do here in Beverly Hills.
His patients speak of more than surgical skill, of presence, of the way he listens.
There's something called body dysmorphia, where people will look in the mirror, they see a different person. Okay? If a person came to me, they have beautiful nose, so beautiful, I say, can you do this? Can you fix this, okay? If I don't see the problem, or anybody on my team doesn't see the problem, that means the person is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's not about money, you know, God has blessed us, made enough money, so those are the people that we turn down. And in my career, have I turned people down? Yes.
The success visible, but not defining. Today, Dr. Obeng is living the American dream, Beverly Hills office, succeeding as an attorney, acclaim, affluence, but he never forgot where he came from, or who he's fighting for. We wanted to produce this documentary about Dr. Michael Obeng for a particular reason. There is just something important that his story proves. One person with a belief in a larger cause has the power to change thousands of lives. But we also wanted to offer something of value. Dr. Obeng is still practicing in Beverly Hills, California, and for those who may require his skillful surgical hand, whether it be in reconstructive surgery or complicated or unique cases, Dr. Obeng is available. We have included the contact details for Dr. Obeng's office in California. If you or someone you know requires specialized surgical services, contact him. There are no boundaries to his quest for excellence. And here's our ask. If this video has touched you in some way, we ask that you hit the subscribe button on this channel and enable notifications. We upload documentaries every single week. Documentaries like this, because we feature stories of incredible individuals who are making a difference in the world. With your subscription, you help us travel and share more stories. You also make sure that you don't miss any other videos like the one you've just watched. To all the young Africans who are still dreaming, still struggling, still hoping for an escape route, don't give up. You're gonna get a lot of no's. People will discourage you. You gotta keep on pushing. Find a good mentor. Find somebody who can push you. If you can't push yourself, find that person. If it's a school that you want to go to, just follow the procedure, but you have to excel. Nobody's gonna take anybody unless you excel.
Those people who are looking, it still can be done. You know, find a good mentor. You know, find somebody who can push you. If you can't push yourself, you know, if it's a school that you want to go to school, you know, follow the process. But you have to do well. You know, you're not going to take anybody unless you excel. My story in particular, me coming here, I was able to get 2 more people into our school. 2 Ghanaians, because you know, they love me so much because I was such a great student, and they just have to apply and not have to take any exam because I vouch for them. Just to go back to your question, what advice do I give people? Don't give up. You're going to get a lot of no's. People will discourage you. You got to keep on pushing.
From a village in Ghana with no toothbrush, no toilet, no guarantees, to the operating rooms of Beverly Hills. From slicing meat in Virginia to operating in Hollywood and treating the planet's most desperate patients, from 800 to constructing a $50 million pharmaceutical plant. Dr. Michael Obeng, the gentle giant, a true example of what can be accomplished through determination, faith, and a sense of direction. 2,000 surgeries, $100 million in free care, 7 countries, 3 continents, 1 mission, restore dignity, 1 life at a time. This is not a story with an ending. This is a story with a legacy, and its legacy continues to be written. Subscribe to Enki Oma Documentary TV for weekly documentaries. Enable notifications, fresh stories every week. Real people, real impact.